and it is good to have you around. One of the biggest mistakes people make in relationships is ignoring the signs. Ignoring the signs. And sometimes it's because we are so hungry for love that we silence even the gut that we have. We are so hungry most of the time with love. We want to feel loved. We want to feel that there is someone. I am hooked up. You don't want to be alone. You don't want to be alone. You want to be with someone. So sometimes the hunger that we have for love will always silence our gut, silence our inner feelings that tells us that there is something that is wrong somewhere. That is always the problem. And that is why we are talking about this one. So let me welcome. We are also live on TikTok. We are live on Facebook. Yeah, all platforms, Davie Moments. So kindly join as we move together. Write a comment there, like and share this video even as we continue to talk. You know, most of the times, we know what to look for. There is something we are looking for, and sometimes the mistakes we mistake the flags that we face with just normal behaviors. You know, sometimes life has been tough, so that when we face flags, red flags, we want to mistake them as, no, these are just normal behaviors that are there. You know, anger is just normal. You know, everyone gets hungry, and there's no problem with that. And you know, we've been around. Dysfunction always follows us in a world where we are in our modern times. Dysfunction is everywhere. Things are not working. Marriages are breaking. Relationships are not working until we have normalized dysfunction. So even for the younger people, for the young ones, for the Gen Zs, for those who are getting into new relationships, yeah, we mistake red flags for normal behavior because of the dysfunction that we have. So you are dating someone, and really there's a big problem. There are anger issues, and the problem is that we want to make them as just normal. It is just normal to get angry, just normal to be abused physically, normal to be abused emotionally. But let me tell us something. I want you to listen very carefully. Just because something is common does not mean that that it should be like that. Just because you love someone that does not mean that you should even stay there. And you know, because you know, I'm hooked up, and you see, this is how the world is. No. Something that is common does not mean it should be that way. No. Tafadhali, hapana. So, in tonight's love talk, I want to walk with us through something that I wish that every single person should hear. Every person who is relating and dating should hear. Every couple should hear what I'm going to talk about tonight. So kindly be attentive even as we discuss this one, because this one touches all of us. And as we move together, I know that you're gonna learn something. And if you're married, please understand, know how to identify the flags and know how to deal with them, because you may fail to enjoy the essence of your marriage because you don't know how to deal with flags around you. So I want to walk with us through the red flags, the power of red flags, the power of yellow flags, the power of green flags in relationships, because the flags are very important. You know, I was just doing some research about flags, and I realized that the flags were brought up. The term flags came from how do we call it? It came from Safari Rally. And because Safari Rally need a lot of meticulous planning, especially the co-driver has a lot of work to do. The co-driver has a lot of work to do. So what happens is that the co-driver has to be given some flags just to ensure that he's on point. So there's a place, there's a white flag, there's a place, there's a red flag, there's a place, there is a white and white and red flag. So these flags were there to ensure that the co-driver and the driver knew what to expect. Yes. So when you see a white flag, it means something. So you must be careful and be ready for the eventuality that is coming. So if you see a red flag, you be ready for an eventuality of what may be coming ahead of you. So that is it. Yeah. So flags are a sign of something that is likely to happen ahead. So the term flags, they came from Safari Rally. Just flags that to ensure that you know what is happening ahead and be careful and understand that there is something there. So let's move together, because what I'm going to talk about flags, these flags are tools. And I talk about these ones, I want to equip us with the tools to make you wise. Relationship wisdom is very important. And now I'll bring them, and as I mix them with the biblical concept, so that we understand emotionally, we make choices wisely, so that we can spice our love life and we commit to something that we are ready for and something that will move together as we do. So whether you are single, whether you are dating, whether you are courting, whether you are working with others and you're mentoring someone in a relationship, please, it is good. This session will help you clearly have a clear understanding of the flags that are important, that should never be ignored before it is too late. Whatever you are ignoring, whatever your gut is telling you, may be something that will lead to your downfall. So let's work together. Let's dive in as we talk about this one. So first and foremost, I want to talk about red flags. Yeah, I want to talk about red flags. Yeah, I know we've heard about flags, we've heard about red flags, we've heard about all of them, we've seen them, tukasema ini red flag, ini yellow flag, and I told you kuna hata orange flags. The flags are always there. It is good to understand. So allow me get us to the first flag. And when you talk about red flags, first of all, before I give us the example, these are serious signs that a relationship could become very toxic and harmful in the near future. Yeah. So these are serious signs that a relationship could become toxic and very harmful in the near future. So there are things that may be small, but they are so deep. These are deep-rooted behaviors or patterns that can really damage your heart, that can really damage your spiritual walk, and can disorient you even forever. So I'm talking about serious signs that will tell you that this one may end up into a serious trouble, especially in the future. So number one red flag that you need to look up. Number one red flag that you need to look at is addiction. Addiction is a serious red flag. And addiction can come in different forms. Addiction can come in terms of drug abuse. Addiction can come in terms of pornography. Addiction, there are so many forms of addiction. By the way, addiction is also a problem. Addiction, how do you call it? Gambling is also an addiction. So addiction is a serious red flag. You are in a relationship and you understand that kuna addiction. Any form of addiction. You better get ready. You better get ready for serious trouble ahead. You better get ready for serious trouble ahead where there is an addiction. And one of them, like I've said, is the substance abuse. So ya kwanza, ulevi. Ulevi is a serious problem. Anybody who is addicted is a person who struggles with what we call kuna impulse control. Anybody that is addicted has a problem with impulse control. So please be very, very, very careful when I talk about addiction. Addiction is a serious problem. So because somebody who cannot control his impulses, self-indulgences, kuna habits zingine that are not good. Either you or your mate has a serious habit problems. So ujue hapo kuna shida. So depending on the substance that you are abusing, any relationship can quickly turn very toxic if addiction is present. Very fast, inaweza geuka anytime kama addiction iko present. So addiction is very, very important. Ulevi. Because, somebody who mwenye analeo, the work of alcohol is to ensure that you don't function normally. So anybody who takes alcohol alters the normal operation of your body. So the way you are supposed to think, hauwezi think hivyo. The way you are supposed to act, huwezi act hivyo. So you cannot control your impulses anytime you are addicted. So addiction is very, very important. Pombe, after the Bible says, and there are so many verses that tell us that drive us against wine. Wine, the Bible says that wine is a mocker and a beer is a brawler. Whoever is led astray with them is not wise. So kama you cannot control your addiction, you cannot control your addiction, you cannot control how your alcohol consumption, that is a red flag. And like I say, even ladies, even women are addicted to alcohol nowadays. So I'm not only talking to gentlemen, but wangu wa TikTok. See gentlemen, ata ladies are also nowadays addicted. So please, addiction is a serious red flag. Addiction of substances is a serious problem. If your partner relies on substances to get through his day, or even his week, or even a tough situation, and sometimes wanakuja, nilikuwa stress ndio maana nilienda kukunywa. Any partner, any person who relies on a substance so that he can get through his day or through a stressful situation, that kind of a partner has serious red flags. So because sometimes tuna justify, nilikuwa stress ndio maana nilienda kukunywa, red flag. And sometimes you ladies, you have gentlemen who behave like that. So a gentleman, is there and mjua alikuwa na stress ndio maana alienda kukunywa, hata kunywangi, alikuwa na stress ndio. Any person who wants to take a substance to get through a situation, that is a serious red flag. Serious red flag. Because this is an indicative of addiction. Already kuna addiction. Inamaanisha they have not figured out how to cope without altering their mental state. Yani uko tu hapo. Hujajua how to control your state, your emotions, and your mental capability and mental state, your emotional state, that you must rely on a substance. Red flag. This is a serious red flag. Yeah? So when alcohol is the most abused substance, of course, since the creation of the world. Alcohol, you're number one. Number one. So my good ladies, that man may not be an alcoholic, but he takes something. Unajua kuna potential of being a serious drunkard. So please, addiction is something that is very, very serious. Very, very serious. Never take addiction lightly. Kindly never take addiction lightly. The Bible says in Ephesians chapter 5 verse 18 that do not get drunk on wine, but be filled with the Spirit. So wine is a serious mocker. So if your guy or if your lady have to rely on substances to cope or escape some reality, then that may not just be a struggle. That may be serious signal of addiction, because it will cloud their judgment and it will ruin intimacy. Addiction ruins intimacy, seriously. And like I've said, that addiction is not only about drugs. They can be hard drugs, they can be alcohol, they can be porn addiction. So if you are there and you realize that there is something is a problem, then ujue hapo kuna shida. Yeah? Kuna porn addiction, kuna gaming addiction, kuna social media addiction, all of them. Please be very, very careful with these things. Any form of addiction is not good. And this can be a sign that later things can become toxic and very harmful for you. Very, very harmful for you. Yeah. Very, very harmful. So please get very, very serious when it comes to addiction. So that is number one, red flag that never ignore. I know we have reasons as to why life iko hivyo, nakunyonga tu kidogo, amependa, including gaming. Any form of addiction is a potential toxic point and harm that will really harm your relationship. So that's number one. Number two, second form of or characteristic of a flag, red flag. Second example is abuse. Abuse can be physical, abuse can be emotional, abuse can be verbal. Yes. So when I talk about abuse, I'm not only talking about physical abuse, because yes, physical abuse, if you're in a relationship, and some of you, even your boyfriend, girlfriend, yani you are physically abused. You are physically abused, toroka. And sometimes you're not even married, and this guy is seriously abusing you physically. Then even if you defend yourself with all manner of defenses, he was stressed. In fact, there are some ladies who even blame themselves for being physically abused. Do you know the ladies that say, nilimkasirisha ndio maana alinipiga? My friend, you're setting yourself to serious failure. You're becoming a statistic of abuse that happens in this world. Yes, abuse. So anyone who puts his hands on you, either she's a lady or she's a gentleman, puts his or her hands on you, somebody who manipulates you, and manipulates your emotions, somebody who tears you down, and ensures that your confidence is not there, that is not a safe partner. Abuse is never just a face. Usiseme ati that is a face and that is face. Abuse, it is never like that. Never like that. So abuse is a serious red flag that you must be able to take care and ensure that you're not there. Yeah. Abuse, very important. And by the way, let me tell you this, that if you are relating with someone, or even when you're married with someone, please look at the history, because there are some people who have history of domestic violence. These are always the sign of toxicity, and especially if the person continues to blame shift. So there is somebody here who blames the past or history of domestic violence and still blames others for being physically abusive, being emotionally abusive, or being mentally abusive. Let me tell you, hapo red flag. Hapo ni serious red flag. And especially people who blame others for their anger and outbursts. Because there are people who do that. They blame everyone that, I was angry because they made me angry. I did what I did because they made me angry. Anyone, any partner, or any person who always, when you talk, inakwanga tu, I did this because of that, then those are serious red flags that must be dealt with, or hapo iko shida kubwa. Because any person who is violent is a person who cannot control his or her emotions. And somebody who is angry, who is violent, is someone who cannot take responsibility. Reaction is always a refusal to take responsibility. And this one is very, very serious. This one is very, very serious. Taking responsibility is very, very serious. You must be able to take responsibility. So anybody who is violent is always someone who has refused to take responsibility. So if you have someone who is physically or emotionally or mentally abusive, then you must proceed with caution. Especially with someone who admits, because there are people who are very good in admitting. They admit that, I've been violent in the past, I admit. And sometimes they say, I have changed, I am no longer like that. Let me tell you this. proceed with caution. If you're a lady and a gentleman tells you that, I was like that and nowadays I'm never like that, still proceed with caution, because it may not be so. Or this person can simply relapse, arudi kwa the previous the previous state. Yeah, because some seem to, and ladies, some of you seem to, they say, oh, I always attract only abusers. Where it may only be part of the stories. No, they abuse me, they physically abuse me. Pia ni shida. So I'm talking of somebody who is always being abused and somebody who abuses. Because you can only hear one part of the story. So if you come in and not understanding what happens on the other side, then hapo iko shida pia. Hapo iko shida. Welcome to tonight's talk. Please, if you are there, please let me know from where you are watching. Let me know if you're getting something. Please andika points hapo on the comment so that we can all learn as we proceed. So if you are emotionally healthy as a person, you will know when to walk away. And especially if you are in a relationship, you are there, you're not even married. If you're emotionally healthy, please, you will know when to walk away. Yeah? Please, don't place yourself as a victim and blame shift. Abuse is abuse. Be very serious, because it is never an acceptable response to any problem. Whether you are married, whether you are dating, whether you are whether it is your fiancé, it is never an acceptable. Abuse is never an acceptable response to a problem. Never, never, never. There are many ways always to respond when a problem arises in a relationship or even in a marriage. So if you find that fighting, yeah, and some fighting can be some passive aggressiveness. If it is a recurrent pattern in your relationship, it can be something that may lead to a bigger problem. Yeah, that you continue fighting. Now, fighting, and sometimes if it is something, then you need to think about it. You may not enjoy what relationship is. You may not achieve much if the only thing you do is to fight and fight and fight and fight. So, ladies and gentlemen, constantly being at odds with each other in your relationship is a sign that you may not be a good match. There's a problem. Yeah. At odd. Kila kitu at odd. And those are always signs that match iko shida. The match, you're not a good match. The Bible says in Colossians 3:19 that husbands, love your wives and do not be harsh with them. Yeah. Knowing that, it is said because naturally husbands have been known or to be harsh. Yes, kuna tendency of harshness from husbands. So even the Bible says that, please love your wives. And when the Bible says you do something, does not mean that you are not naturally predisposed towards that thing. So men are not naturally predisposed to love. So we have to be reminded, please love. The same way also, ladies are not naturally predisposed to do or to submit. Submission is not your thing, ladies. It is not your thing. It is not. That's the truth of the matter. Ladies are not created to submit. No. It is not easy to submit. You'll have reasons. And reasons never lack as to why you cannot submit to this man. There are reasons. Why me? Why should I do this? Mbona yeye pia sifanye? It is so natural like that. And that is why even men, being harsh and abusive can come so natural. And that's why the Bible has to remind us that, love your wives, do not be harsh with them. That is Colossians chapter 3 verse 19. So every man, wanaume wote, you must be able to understand that, hey, hapa, tuliza boli. And by the way, let me tell you, if you are a man who gets mean because you have not gotten your way, then that is a red flag. You're abusive. If you're a lady who gets mean when you don't get your way, understand that that is a form of abuse. That is a form of abuse. That it must work your way. If it does not work your way, then you become mean. You withdraw your services, you withdraw your responsibilities, you withdraw. Sasa kuna vitu haufanyi because you have not had your way. That is a form of abuse. If that is what you do, then ujue hapo you need to change tact. You need to change tact. So if your man is someone who is like that, if he doesn't get his way, then he is mean. He withdraws affection. He withdraws some things. He comes out of his own responsibility because kuna kitu ujamfanyia, yani his way, or he gets mean. This is a ticking time bomb. Ticking time bomb of a situation. It will not take much time before mambo ikue mabaya sana. Let me tell you this, that when you have someone amjaoana and this man is verbally harsh before marriage, verbally harsh before even settle down, he gets upset so much with everything, this is always a red flag, because eventually this man becomes verbally abusive even after you marry him. One day the same thing will continue occurring, even in higher magnitude. Very, very important. So if you feel you can deal with it, go ahead and do what? And deal with it. Yeah. Let me tell you something. There's some of us who are to a relationship, or we just want to get married, or blah, blah, blah. And this man or this lady treats people badly. You are with this man, and this man ameweka watu kwa class. So if you are lowly, if you seem lowly in terms of the rank, in terms of how things, the social construct, you are treated badly. Yeah? But then people who seem to have some authority in a given way, kidogo, then these people are treated well. If you have such kind of partner, or kind of a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or such kind of a husband or a wife, that's a serious form of abuse. And this thing will not very far turn to you. You're in a supermarket. And you buy things, and then this guy goes to the teller, and just maybe a slight meat steak, or maybe teller is a bit slow, and this guy abuses the teller and exposes the teller, and anamwambia kitu, anamwambia wewe ni mjinga, wewe ni low class, ona kazi unafanya. Let me tell you, and you are there as a wife or as a girlfriend, kando yake, my friend, no matter how justified whatever has happened. Let me tell you this, that is a serious red flag, and very soon it will turn to you. When nobody else will be there to be abused emotionally and even mentally, you are the next victim. You are the next victim. It is something that you must deal with, and you must deal with seriously. Please be very careful if people who only are nice around you ndio wanna mean something. Yeah? That, people who only are nice around you, but hao ndio wako sawa, because wewe ni wangu, wewe mimi nakupenda, it is us against the world. Those are red flags. Na ni mimi tu, ni wewe tu. I have to be nice for you, nice with you. And hivyo wanasema hivyo, nice, wewe nice. Lakini this guy huko nje, this guy abuses everybody. This guy is mean to everybody else. Lakini wewe, you are the best. Let me tell you, the person who is mean to everyone outside there, everybody else is bad. You go to a shopkeeper is bad. You go to a conductor is bad. You go to a supermarket teller is bad. You go to an Uber person is bad. Yani huyu mtu, kila mtu ni bad except you. And an abuse mtu huko akiturn on you, my darling, my sweetheart, you know I love you. You know you're my guy. You're my girl. You're my world. Anybody who tells you that it is us against the world, hapo iko shida. Let me tell you this. Most of the times, such a person will turn against you as long as amepata chenye anataka. If it is sex that this person wants, after amepata kwako, my friend, he will turn against you. Sometimes even it is marriage. Sometimes if it is even marriage. Marriage. After getting married, ni hivyo. What else? Please be very careful with any partner, anybody who is abusive. Please don't be an abusive. There's no way you can convince me that everybody else ni mbaya huko nje, wewe ndiye upendi na kila mtu, alafu unakuja kwangu at you're my man. Ni wewe tu nakupenda. You're the only one I can be nice to. But wao wengine hapana. That is an abuse. I know it will not be long until you start abusing me. You turn against me. That's it. And by the way, sometimes listen to your friends. Please listen to your friends. Your good friends will tell you, hey, you are too good for him. Hey, you are too good for her. I'm not saying that it applies everywhere, but it could be a warning and not a compliment. Please, when somebody tells you, hey, you are too good for that person. You are too good for that lady. You are too good for that gentleman, for that guy. Let me tell you, that is not a compliment. Ujuange, you see compliment. Hawamaanishi, they don't mean that you are too good. And you are a good person. You're a good person. Just go ahead and marry him. Just go ahead and marry her because you're a good one. Let me tell you something. That could be a serious warning of a serious abuse that is just about to happen. Are we together? Yeah, that is it. So, very important. Number one, I've said the first red flag is addiction. And I've said it could be a drug addiction. Addiction are in various forms. Addiction could be drug addiction, it could be alcohol addiction, it could be a gaming addiction, social media addiction, pornography is not any addiction. If your partner is struggling with these ones, those are red flags, not ways about them. Number two, I've said that abuse can be physical, can be emotional, or can be verbal. Please, anybody who physically abuses you, or emotionally abuses you, or verbally abuses you, red flag. It will not be long till toxicity comes in and you cannot manage. Be very, very careful. Now, number three, the third one. Thank you so much for joining. Yes, what on Facebook? I want to see your comments there. I want to see your reactions there as we proceed. And then watu wa TikTok. Yeah, it's good to see you. Yes. The third red flag is cheating. And cheating can be in forms of lies, can be in terms of flirting around, yeah, or can be in terms of keeping you on an emotional standby, yeah, emotional standby. Yani uko tu hapo, yani wewe kuna vile umewekwa. That is a form of cheating. So please, somebody who puts you on an emotional standby is a person who wants to control you. And imejua hiyo, that is very bad. Because fake intimacy can be brought in and it can be so bad. because something that is inconsistent, that is a form of cheating. So please, cheating is very, very, please never justify cheating. Never. Anybody who cheats, anybody who flirts around, he has settled down with someone and he continues to flirt with others, that person has commitment issues. Any commitment issues. Yeah. So somebody like that is not afraid to lie. They can create a serious fake front to hide who they are. Because a good relationship requires trust so that it can succeed. So kuna two strings ziko hapo, and and some of you, by the way, you know how to even justify. And let me tell you, and you are there and somebody is approaching you, somebody is talking to you, and anataka kusema, you see, anakuja kwako justifying cheating from what somebody else has done. So you know that he has a boyfriend, you know that she has a boyfriend, or you know that he has a girlfriend, and then anakuja kwako anakuambia, my boyfriend does not understand me, my girlfriend does not understand me. Some even come, those who are married will tell, my wife does not understand me, you're the only one who understands me. Some even says that my husband does not understand me. Let me tell you, you're the only one who understands me. Let me tell you, this is a phrase that is so dangerous. Don't fall to such phrases. Those are gaslighting phrases. Gaslighting. Yani unakuwa gaslight, unaambiwa vitu zingine haziko. Vitu zingine haziko. Matu words zingine haziko. Haziko. Please be very, very careful. Be very, very, very careful. If someone who gaslights you, you are the only one who understands me. My boyfriend doesn't understand. Yani, he doesn't even give me an ear. So you are the one who gives me an ear. That blah, 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 blah. You're cheating. And gaslighting can come in a way, somebody talks to you mpaka yenyewe mpaka you even doubt your own judgments. Please. Sometimes, when somebody comes to you and anakuambia, my husband does not understand me, my wife does not understand me. Inaweza kuwa the husband or the wife or the boyfriend or the girlfriend is pushing for something positive, is pushing for a change, is pushing for order, is pushing for things to work. So that there's some behavior to be developed. But this person does not want to change. So what happens? He or she runs to you. He comes to you. She comes to you and trying to justify cheating. He doesn't understand me. Please. Red flag. Yeah? Red flags. So cheating does not heal abuse. Because you abuse, now you go and cheat. It does not make things better. No matter how you justify it, haiko. Anybody who is satisfied, hawezi enda kwa nini? Ukishakula grill nyama choma mzuri, hata uone burger kutoka McDonald's, it is less tempting. By the way, most of the time, after eating a good meal, food is less tempting. Inakuanga hivyo. But anytime, by the way, you feel you're hungry, always hungry, you will always be tempted. So, and that is very, very, very important. Let me explain kitu hapa. I've talked about, let me say, okay, there's a term there that I want to use, bread crumbing. And this is a form of cheating. Bread crumbing is kuna jamaa hapa that anakuonyeshanga tu affection. Hayuko serious, anakuonyesha affection. when I was doing research on this term breadcrumbing, it comes from the fairy tale entitled Hansel and Gretel. I wrote it here. So they are breadcrumbers, breadcrumbs. So unaachanga, so you walk and you leave some breadcrumbs. They are left out in hope that someone will follow them. So unaachanga tu, unatembea unaacha. So someone picks breadcrumbs and ingine, so hivyo. So thinking that they are in for something entirely different from the reality. So you keep on holding on to the breadcrumbs, knowing that hapa kuna the full dose iko hapa. Wacha tu nikule hii tu easy to breadcrumbs. I know kuna loaf iko pale. Wacha nikule hii easy tu ni nusu mkate, unajua nikifika pale nitapata macrates. It is not good. And that is how sometimes how people are doing relationships. Yeah, so that's how sometimes iko. Be very careful with breadcrumbs. Somebody yani anakuonyeshanga tu kidogo. So awe pia una hold hoping that things will work. You're holding out a carrot in front of someone. So hivyo tu una carrot tu hivi tu, hivi tu unavuruta nje. Hivi tu unaiachilia. Hivyo. Hiyo ni mbaya, breadcrumbs. Of course wengine pia come the other way around with the, how do you call it? It's a term called love bombing. So breadcrumbing is just giving you enough to be hooked. So is your boyfriend just giving you enough to be hooked? Is your girlfriend just giving you enough to be hooked? Enough to be hooked. And wanting more. You desire more na hii more haikuji. It's a flag. You desire next stage na ikuji. And because you are desperate, you are there. And this more is not going to be more. It is not coming. Are you the one giving it? Because this is a tactic that even men use, that even ladies use. Unapeananga tu ki-affection kidogo. And this more never comes. Let me tell you, most of the time, when this happens, you are always the fallback person. That's the truth. You're always the fallback person. You are kept available just in case their current relationship does not work out. So unapewa tu kadogo. Just in case anything happens, you are the fallback person. Please, don't be a fallback person. Relationship should be straightforward. If you're dating, please date for marriage. Don't date for leisure. Because you'll break many hearts. Soul ties will be there. There'll be a lot of breakups, heartbreaks for no reason. Anytime you allow somebody in your heart, the only person who can break your heart is the person in your heart. Akunanga kitu ingine. Anybody in your heart will break your heart. There's no option. Please, you deserve better. You deserve better than being made to believe you are a wonderful person. Then just kept hapo tu, uko tu hapo. So when they want you, they come. When they want you, they come. You have fun. When they want fun, they come. You are not that person. You deserve better. Yeah. So these are forms of cheating. Please be very, very careful with such. Be very, very careful with such. So if this person is lying, is flirting around, keeping you on emotional standby, you see your love, you need to control. This guy has seriously decided to control you. Please, don't let fake intimacy blind you, because it will bring a lot of inconsistency. Now even your life equal, and please be very careful. Be very, very careful, my dear friends. Number 4, and of course the last one I'm talking about, this is mingi. I'm just brushing through. Number 4 of 4 form of red flag is narcissism and love bombing. Narcissism. Do you know that some people use intense affection very early to gain power. They come very strong, very strong, very strong, and they love bomb you. Yeah, hey bana. There's a friend of mine who told me bana, hey hajawahi pendwa. You know, there's a girlfriend alikuwa nayo hapo. Hey, and that girlfriend taught him what love was. I'm a Davie bwana. Yeah. This lady has taught me what affection is, what love is. You know, that love bombing. Very intense, and hey, this guy was like, the world of love, the world of affection is here. What? This is what I missed, man, and it was great. Only for things to crumble very fast. So beware of those who flatter you today and manipulate you tomorrow, and today they flatter you, tomorrow they manipulate you. Let me tell you, serious. Narcissism is a serious problem. Healthy love grows slowly. It grows, it builds pole. But you know, most of these guys, love bombers and narcissists, how hard to? Let me just explain to you how those people work. Do you know that narcissism is a mental disorder? It is a mental disorder. And mostly it indicates self-obsession. Self-obsession. And a misplaced sense of impotence. Yeah. So, if you're someone who is obsessed with yourself, you're obsessed with the feeling, the appreciation, you must be appreciated, you must be told, you must be lifted, you must be done what? Yani, and misplaced sense of importance. Self-obsession. Narcissists. You know, a narcissist believe that the world revolves around them. And anybody who threatens this belief, what will follow is turmoil and chaos. The world revolves around me. You know, I'm the man, I'm the husband, man, I'm the wife, and I'm your wife. And you know my place, I'm the boss. And anytime I come in, you must all kneel down because I am the boss. No matter who you are, I am the one. The whole world sits down or sleeps kifudi when I come, when I enter. Self-obsession. In this relationship, everything is about me. It's my decision. It's how I do things. It's how I organize things. And you go against that, it is chaos. It is chaos. Let me tell you, dealing with such person is so exhausting. Dealing with such a person is so traumatizing. So traumatizing. And know that if you are the person who is like that, please, you unasumbua watu. Kudila wewe ni ngumu. Even in a group, a narcissist will just bring problem. Everything is about him, about what he did, about what his contribution, and you go against what he has done. Anybody comes up, chaos. Afadhali hiyo group isiendelee because sio yeye yako hapo. Those are characters of a narcissist. Yeah? So their needs will always be considered more important than yours. So kama uko na mtu kama huyo akona character ya narcissist. Kama ni wewe, umejua unasumbua watu, na you will not be able to build a good relationship. Nice, godly relationship if you're a narcissist. Yeah. And I've seen them. I've seen wako wengi sana. And they are so tactical on how they do things, by the way. Yeah? They can bring drama and they know how to turn it to you. Turn it that you are the person who never did what you're supposed to be doing. They are very smart. Narcissists are very smart. They know how to return everything back to you. They do things back, you question yourself. You question that you are the one who is not doing enough. But it's just a person who is self-obsessed. Self-obsessed. Now, kuna hii term, this time also I've talked about, is called love bombing. I put them together because they move alongside. You know, love bombing, like I've said, is a tactic in which someone bombs you with extreme display of attention, affection, and the intention of this is to manipulate you. Manipulate you. Yani anakuonyesha affection yote. Yani mpaka unaona love bombing, yani anakumbom na affection, extreme display of attention, and everybody will know, and the whole world will know whatever he is doing, whatever she is doing to you. And I tell you, love bombing. So there are people who are like this. This is a serious red flag. Na anafanya hii to manipulate you, by the way. That's the reason he's doing this, to manipulate you. He wants to take control. Control. The I love you comes too soon, too fast. Anataka kuichukua haraka. There's no time for growth. And hivyo haiko. Yani hivyo. Too soon. I love you too soon. And this is what leads to what I call gaslighting. You are praised. Yani unaongeleshwa. And so gaslighting leads to abuse, because gaslighting in a situation where somebody talks to you mpaka you will question, hey, I think niko na shida. Mpaka hata sanity yako you wonder, hey, am I really sane? If you're a wife, your husband can talk to you mpaka ujue kwamba wewe ni useless. Hujui kufanya hii, hujui kufanya ile, hujui kwani wewe ulifundishwa na nani? Kwani mamako hujaona mamako? You be like my mother. You are gaslighting. This is a high form of abuse. Mpaka as a lady, you look at yourself and you realize that, hey, I am nothing. You look at yourself and you're wondering, who am I? Gaslighting. That is abuse. And sometimes ladies know how to gaslight. Ladies, bwana wako ajui chochote, bwana wako ako useless, bwana wako ajinini, and you want to mention everything, and you are using areas of weakness to ensure that you prove to him, you prove to her how they are useless. Form of abuse. Mpaka mtu ana question sanity yake. Hey, am I really okay? Please. So love bombing, affection inakuja haraka, sweep you out of your feet. Unasema, wow, this time nimeangukia. Yeah, it feels nice, man, because it floods you with dopamine. The feel good chemicals that comes from your brain is being released, and you feel that I am here, man. Love bombing. The first week, and this guy has given you everything that you want. Money flows, affection flows, and things are just happening. Love bombing. And the dopamine is there, and you feel, wow, the love that comes too fast. That is very dangerous. Let me tell you, real love grows. Inatokanga from one step to another. It may start with, you're not even sure. But at times, assurance just comes. Pole, realize, wow, okay. Evo. Yeah. So narcissists and love bombers will abuse you, and but later they employ some dramatic tactics to get you in in your good graces again. They they work very well. So they will abuse you, they will do things to you, but then they know how to turn it around. Wako tu hapo. You will continue being in that relationship because they know, they have mastered how to hold you hostage. They know what to say. They know what to do to ensure that uko hapo tu. Tactically. Narcissists and love bombers. Let me just give us a few characteristics. I'm just about to finish. Just a few characteristics. One, if someone ignores your time, your schedule, someone ignores your time, just a minute. Yeah. If someone ignores your time, your schedule, and the only focus is their own needs, please be very careful. Be very careful. Kabisa. Yeah? Yani, wewe haufai. Everything is about them. Please be careful. That one may be a serious narcissist or a love bomber. Yeah. And somebody who comes and they compliment you when ni mzuri blah blah blah, but at the same time these people criticize you in equal measure for your good. Hapo iko shida. Hapo hizo ni flags. Hizo ni flags. Na watu kama hao wanapenda what we call PDA. Kuna kitu inaitwa PDA. Somebody andika hapo PDA. PDA ni public display of affection. Narcissists and lambomas they like what we call PDA. Public display of affection. They want the whole world to see how they love you. When you walk together and you hold hands, you are a perfect couple. But when you go down, when you sit, the two of you, my friend, unararuliwa na maneno. Abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse want to kill you. But outside here, the perfect ones, they like to offer the look of a perfect romance. Lakini when you go together umekaa chini, you cannot breathe. Ni fighting. And by the way, if you are a gentleman na hiyo tabia yako, please know yourself, heal out of it, know how you can help yourself. If you need medical attention or professional attention, please understand yourself. Narcissism is a medical condition. Yeah. Now what gifts wanapeana? Yeah. Somebody who gives you gift. I just wanted to yeah. This is the speaker I'm using here. Now, they give you a gift, but they hold it on your face. Eh? They hold it on your face to remind you how much they have done for you. How much they love you. How much the people who work in these relationships. Please get me right. Narcissists. So, she comes and she does something. But whatever she's doing, she's holding it on your face. You know venye nakupikianga? Hey, kama sio mimi. I'm the one. Eh? Ni mimi. They want to hold it on your face to remind you how much they have done for you. This is how I have done for you. This is how much I sacrifice for you. This much I do for you. I pay your school fees. And then I have helped your people. I have helped your mother. I have paid medical, whatever for your father, for your siblings. And then what they really help. They can give you gifts. But it is the same things they hold on to your face to remind you how much they are doing for you. Na wananga compassion. If you're a narcissist, hata unajua, unanga compassion for, una compassion, you can say it, and you can say it because in your fact, in your truth. You know, we were being taught in a class today that biblical class, that Jesus came to give us truth and grace. The ability to know how to give the truth and balance it na grace iko important sana. Kuna watu tu ni truth ndio wanajua. Ni ukweli, ni ukweli, ni ukweli. You say the truth until you break everything. You break your own marriage na ukweli. You break your relationship na ukweli. Yani, you cannot enjoy your life with your family because of truth. Let me tell you, Jesus came to give us truth and grace. The ability to balance the two inasaidia in having good and working and growing relationships. Please, I hope you're getting me. I hope you're getting me. Yeah. So kama you find out that your friend or your husband or your wife is a love bomber, or wewe you are a love bombing, please take some time to assess your behavior. Jione, jiangalie. After you figure out, find out what is driving you to act the way you're acting. Yeah, and find out some goals. How is your behavior impacting the other person? How is your behavior impacting the other person? Please, some tabia zako zina impact aje huyo mwingine? How is your behavior, your love bombing and narcissism affecting your relationships, affecting your wife and your husband? Please jiangalie, because sometimes ati niko hivi. Iko hivi aje, utakaa hivyo. Don't marry. Don't get married kama hivi ndio unataka kukaa. Don't get married. Don't get a boyfriend, a girlfriend. Weka hapo. Niko hivi. Truth. Na somebody is suffering. Yeah? Please, kwa wenye wamekuwa diagnosed na narcissistic personality disorder, wanapatikananga hawananga empathy. Watu hawananga they always self-centered. Hawananga selflessness. Na watu they demand admiration. I'm talking of demanding. You have not praised me. You have not seen what I have done. Let the whole world praise me. I'm the one who has done this thing for this one. I'm the one who has contributed to this marriage, to this relation. I'm the one. Please make sure that you write somewhere and what they call billboard that Davie has done this. Please, you need diagnosis here, narcissism. Yani uko na sense of entitlement. Please be very careful. Please, ukiona kama hiyo ndio tabia yako, please seek medical help mapema ili usaidike, so that your relations grow and you be somebody of importance. I know you can provide. I know you can give. I know you can help. I know you can do all these things. But then narcissism is a problem, it's a disorder. Hauna empathy. You are more self-centered, ni about wewe. Na unataka, you demand admiration. Now you have a big sense of entitlement, a big one. Be very careful. Yes. I'm just about to finish. Other forms of red flags, ziko mingi. I've not talked about all of them, but ziko mingi, and some of them are like these ones. No, let me tell you this. That Matthew 7:16 inasema, by their fruit you shall know them. Simple. By their fruit you shall know them. So hivyo tu. Kuna red flags zingine, let me just mention. Number 1, constant jealousy or possessiveness. Constant jealousy or possessiveness. Hiyo could mean a red flag. Constant. Kuna ile level ya jealousy and protecting your territory. Just enough. But kuna ingine ni red flag. Another red flag ni if someone is isolating himself from friends and family. Hiyo inakuwa red flag. That hakuna anybody else around. Yani he's alone and everybody is bad. Everybody is bad. You are alone. Ametoka kwa familia yote, yeye ako peke yake, na you are the boyfriend, you are the girlfriend, you are the wife, you are the husband. Bana hapo iko shida. It is more than just that separation. Ana marafiki wote ni wabaya. And he will come and anakuambia, you're the only one who understands me. Ni wewe tu. My friend, be careful. Be careful. Another form of red flag is lack of communication, open communication. uongo mingi. Na je, unaona tu hii ni uongo. Please be very very careful na mauongo. Open communication is very good. Please learn to communicate very openly. It helps in making good relationships stand out. Another one is of course emotional unavailability. Mjua kuna watu wanakuanga tu hapo, hawako available emotionally. Kwa hapo emotionally bwana. Kuna watu wenye wako wenyewe unaona tu hawako. They only come when they want you. If you're a lady, wewe unataka wakati unataka mtoto ndio sasa unajifanya you are very affectionate, you are very unataka mtoto. Ukishapata mtoto, back to default. Red flag. Yeah. Now, if everyone close to you has a bad feeling about them, then pia inaweza kuwa shida. Everyone around you, yani kila mtu around you, yani akona bad feeling towards huyu rafiki yako. Maybe God is trying to talk to you. So if you please let me tell you this. If you feel more anxious than at peace, you see love. If you're relating with someone but you more anxiety ndio iko mob kuliko love, then that it could be a trap. Na ukishaingia relax hapo, it will be so big problem, and especially itakuwa ngumu sana. Please be very 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 careful. Please, in the next just a few minutes, allow me mention what I mean by yellow flag and what I mean by yellow flag na green flag. Alafu tumemaliza. Please stay put as we finish this. So kuna yellow flag. Now, let me explain what I mean by yellow flag. Yellow flags are not deal breakers. What I've talked about, these ones are ideally deal breakers. Hizo kama ziko, please be very very careful. Hapo my friend, hapo be careful. Be very 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 careful. Be very very careful. Thank you so much for the gift. Thank you so much for the gift. Thank you so much for gift from the TikTok. So kuna tabia zingine si deal breakers, but there are signs that go slowly, examine more and more deeply, because some things just need time. They just need clarity and more conversation. Very important. So those are the yellow flags I'm talking about. So that they're not deal breakers. No, they're things you can put up with. You can proceed with that relationship, but with caution. Proceed, but with caution. Those are the yellow flags I'm talking about. Because with the time, some clarity comes in. With the time, the more you continue to converse, the more you understand this man, this lady thinks like this, and I think I can deal with this. We can put with this. We can grow together with these ones. These are the yellow flags I'm talking about. So let me just mention examples of yellow flags. Number one, if you have very different personalities or communication styles, that is a yellow flag. So I know we are different. We have different personalities. How we think, how we tend to talk, how we tend to simulate ideas, making decisions, different. And that is okay. But then that may not be a red flag, but it just says, no, you know what? Hapo tuko personalities ziko tofauti. I'm a quiet person, but ako so bubbly. And sometimes inaleta clashes. Haijamaanisha sawa you are not compatible. No. But then take more time. Learn. How I communicate. I tend to be very open in how I communicate. But she tends to be very laid back. And anaongea pole. Kuna vile anaongea yenye hatuingiani. If you've seen, I was trying to think about our leaders and how Kibaki used to talk. And maybe how Moi, the late Moi used to talk, and how Uhuru talked when he was the president and how our current president is talking ziko tofauti. And especially it was so difficult during wakati wa Kibaki. Kibaki was not a straight talker. So I remember following up with the journalist and picking venye alikuwa anaongea could take time, and it's just a word amesema tu passing and already ameshaongea. So the journalist could take that word and unpack it. It is not like our current president. Our president talks plainly. He confronts issues and he deals with them. Papo hapo. Iko hivyo. Naambia wewe nyamaza hapo. Ako kwa rally anasema wewe utanipigia kelele kwa rally yangu. So different. So the differences in communication styles may not mean that sasa muachane, hapana. But then take some time, proceed with caution and understand how to complement so that you get your strengths, so that the difference should be the strength. But the way ideally we were not meant to be the same. No, we are created differently and our differences is the foundation of our strength and of our growth. Utofauti wetu ni mzuri sana. Niko na shida kwa wenye wameoana wanasema hatuna utofauti. You are wrong. I tell young people that please don't even get married before you understand how different you are. You must be able to understand how different you are. You've gone for a date and this guy comes very late and you come very early and then you clash. Sema sijui hata wewe ni utakuwa bwana ina gani? Unakuja late aje? Hauko serious until those things come out msioane. So differences are good. And let me tell you this. I talk and counsel so many couples, especially of course young couples. And somebody comes to me and tells me, huyu mwanamke, huyu jamaa niambia weaknesses za bwana yake. Huyu hawezi, huyu hajui, huyu anasema yote mpaka nimechoka na yeye. You know, when you tell me that, I smile. I tell you, I'm just there and niko tu hapo nikasema okay, nice. But then eventually I tell you, that is good. It is good for you to understand, to know how different you are from this person. Know huyu jamaa ako tofauti aje. Understand the differences between you and your friend and your partner. You are meant to be different. That is why even the Bible says this, that male and female, he created them. A male is a male, a female is a female. Full stop. We are not meant all to be males. We are not meant all to be females. No. So if you're a female, please zoea kuwa female. Na kazi ya female in terms of even marriage iko so complementary and is so good. There is nothing negative about being a wife, being a woman. Hakuna kitu negative. There's nothing negative for being a man. The way I feel, the way I'm so different from my wife, that is how it was meant to be. Now relationship is built from the fact that I know how different I am from her. Then from there, then God helps us. How do I complement? How do I use her strength? So when you come and tell me, ako hivi, hajui, sema, yes, thank God, now you know. After knowing how he is, after knowing her weaknesses, my good friend, after knowing the weaknesses of that lady, that is very nice. From there, now you know. Now you know. Thank you. Thank God you know, because everyone has them. So I've said proceed, but with caution. So that's a yellow flag. Na kuna ingine pia physical, if they are not physically your type. No, kuna watu wanasema I need tall, dark and handsome. You see red flag. That no, huyu jamani mfupi na ni mnono. You see red flag. No, you can go on and get married. Because sometimes physically huyu jamaa ako too tall, wewe unataka mwenye hayuko tall sana. Ama this lady is too short, ama this lady is too tall, lakini wewe unataka opposite. But then emotionally kuna serious connection, iko very strong. So uko hapo unashangaa sasa emotionally tuna connect. lakini physicalness, sasa mimi nilikuwa nataka tall, dark and handsome, na sasa huyu ni short, yellow and I don't know, opposite ya hiyo. Sasa ni nini? Hiyo sio red flag, hiyo ni yellow flag. Proceed with caution. Proceed. Hiyo si red flag. You can still go ahead. Another yellow flag ni kama sisi wenye tuko church, those of us who are in church, this guy is not that strong in the word. His understanding of the gospel is not yet strong, but he's open. He's there very open to the word of God. He goes to church, but then you realize that he has not yet grown to a level maybe where you are. Maybe you are a lady, and this guy kuna vile aliokoka tu juzi ajanini sana, aja grow sana, but he comes to church and you see the thirst in this person. You see this guy really wants to grow, and he's in the ministry, but lakini bado grasping you bado. You see red flag, you need yellow flag. Proceed with caution. The important thing hapo is the openness. They are open to grow. They are open to learn. They are open to be better. That is number one thing that must be there. That is very, very important. So somebody is in church and he may not be as strong as you are. Maybe you go praise and worship. Maybe you are an intercessor. My good ladies. And you know you can raba shika, raba kanda, raba kete, raba kuku, raba kaka. But this person is a quiet one. Yeye. Anaomba tu pole pole. And you know, but he's a brother who loves the Lord. And you see red flag that I speak in tongue the way when I speak in tongue. You see red flag. That may just be a yellow flag. But then proceed when you know the desire is there to grow. He loves the Lord and you can grow and become better. That is it. Yeah. So I'm talking to people, my good friend from Net Ministries. Yeah. A member of Net Ministries for East Cell Group. Yeah. So my good UIPs. Yeah. Usiache mtu tu hivyo kwa sababu hujai sikia akispeak in tongues, but is a brother, your sister who loves the Lord. Proceed, build it. Now, sometimes a yellow flag may be a small trust issue. Kuna vile tu unaona kama trust issue, but you are not sure if it's from your past or their behavior. Kuna vile tu trust. Sometimes trust issue inatoka kwa your own behavior, your own past. Kuna vile mambo iko. Kuna vile your father dealt with your mother, so you are in your marriage and the pattern is like repeating itself. So unasema mimi sita waachilia venye mamangu alifanyiwa. So you are a lady there, you got a lot of trust issues towards this man. Na aziko kweli, you're not sure. Please be sure. Usiache kusobia trust issues zako ziko kwa akili yako. Zingine ziko kwa akili yako. My good friends, be sure. So usiache tu mtu because tu kuna kitu tu iko kwa akili yako. Ati unaona venye my friend aliachwa. Naona kama hata huyu relax. Know that each trust issue uko nayo, is it from your past or their behavior? Please be very serious about that. So please, when I talk about yellow flags, don't rush to judge. But also don't sweep these things under the rug. Don't be rushed to judge, number one. Number two, don't be also quick to sweep these things under the bed. No. Because sometimes yellow flags can turn into serious red flags. But sometimes they can turn into green flags with a lot of growth. Yeah. Mostly they turn into green flags because kuna hiyo, you see, this guy wants to grow. Things are, yes, they can turn into green flags. And before I finish, let me just mention orange flags. Kuna orange flags here. Now, I brought this one. Orange flags, like I think my t-shirt should be orange, huh? Yeah. It was meant to be yellow, but it is orange. Now, most of the time in a construction, my background is engineering. That's what I studied by training engineering, by calling a coach and a pastor and a mentor. Now, and a trainer. Now, in engineering, kuna kwangana kwa side kuna kwangana zile kofia, those protective safety kofias. Now, if you see an orange kofia inamaanisha under construction. Always an orange flag, an orange color is always something under construction. You see an orange sign under construction. So when you talk about, when I relate this one to our lives in relationships, you know, as people, there are areas in our lives that are always being worked on. Every one of us, we have areas that we are still working on, areas that are still under construction. Please beware and be aware of every area in your life that is still under construction. So this person may not be perfect. This person may not be perfect, because there are areas in his life or in her life that are still under construction. He or she is still growing. So when you see things that are still being developed, they come out as orange flags, But let me tell you this. People, there are areas in our lives that are not yet perfect. Haziko perfect bado. So I'm not talking about perfect situations. No relationship is always 100% perfect. Hakuna. So this person is not perfect. This guy is not perfect. This lady is not perfect. But they are teachable. Hapo, what is important hapa in this yellow and orange flags are teachability. Enye unaona kama kuna effort of being better. This is where now grace and discernment must walk hand in hand. Grace and discernment must walk hand in hand. That kuna, you are becoming better. And by the way, as a person, as a believer, as a human being, lazima please ujue areas that are still under construction. Pengine in your prayer life, you are still under construction. But then kuna teachability, kuna vile you desire, you are making an effort. You want to learn more. This is very important. Ukiona kama hiyo, in the other person, ukiona kama, yes, ana struggle kwa hii area, but unaona kuna effort. Tick. Very soon, your yellow flag, orange flag, itakuwa green flag with a lot of growth. Please hear me very well. Growth. Eventually, life is about growth. Eventually, relationships is about growth. Becoming better and better every morning, every night, we're becoming better. But your effort of becoming better must always be there. Why forget? Must always be there. We must be better and better every day. Let me give us these examples and then I finish. Now, kuna zingine of course ni kama past issues. So somebody comes to you and opens to you that, I used to struggle with pornography, but I am healing. I'm in the process of healing, process of becoming better. Na kuna effort hiyo, and there are measures in place that ameweka to ensure things work. Please, that is an orange flag. That lady is under construction. Proceed with caution. This lady comes to you and opens to you that, my life I was immoral. Mimi nilipenda wanaume. Mimi nililala na nimeshalala na wanaume. But I'm healing. I'm growing, becoming better. That's an orange flag. Under construction. Becoming better and better. Proceed with caution. Somebody says that, anger. I was struggling with anger. Anger kwangu ni, shida yangu ni anger. But I'm healing. I'm becoming better. Please. That's an orange flag. So past issues. So when somebody comes with past issues and he says that, I'm growing and becoming better, please, msiachane ati ulikuwa na ula struggle na po. Because under construction, becoming better, you can jeopardize a very good relationship, God given and God ordained, just because umesikia past ya mtu sasa wewe umeamua sasa kwenda zako. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Are we together? Don't do that. And sometimes it could be a struggle with spiritual maturity. Yeah, so you're there like realize that somebody is still struggling with spiritual maturity, and why are you not becoming better and better? No, you see red flag. He's trying, she's trying, and you can see yenyewe huyu anajaribu. At least he can pray. Hata kama aombi 1 hour kama wewe, lakini at least he is there. Maybe bado hajaingia kwa those kuna zile nini zimejulikananga. How do you call them? Zile ministries zimejulikananga, greater gifts. Na yeye anakoni Asha. Na ana struggle hata kuwa consistent. But there can be somebody under construction. Kuna vitu kama modesty. Pengine kuna venye anavaa, anataka kuvaa. He's still under construction. Kuvaa, kuna vile anapenda kuvaa yenye ndio inaendelea kutengenezeka pole. And wewe umeona hii sasa ako na problem na modesty. Wengine ako na problem na pesa. How to deal with money, how to budget with money, and how hizo vitu zote under construction. Yeah? Kuna watu pia they are unsure about marriage. So mko hapo lakini yule jamaa hayuko msure how to raise a family, bado wana learn. Please give it time. So if they are growing, if somebody is growing, ako under construction, if somebody is accountable na anakuambia this is where I am, na kuna mtu nako consistent yenyewe, that is very good. Lakini the other side, mtu akiwa defensive, mtu akiwa inconsistent, mtu akiwa proud, please watch out. Defensiveness, inconsistency na pride. Yani una defend tabia mbaya, usiwahi defend tabia mbaya. Usiwahi defend. You are struggling and una defend. Saying with pornography and you're defending. Immorality na una defend. Anger na una defend. Hizo hapana. Because anybody who cannot grow, anybody who refuses to grow, hapo ni roadblock ameweka to a healthy relationship. Ameweka roadblock to a growing relationship. Kindly take care. Lastly, sasa tukiongea about green flags, sasa these ones are the flags that show that this person may be safe to love and to build life with. Yani hapo umesema sasa niko sawa. Sasa we can relax, we can commit, let's get married, let's do our wedding. Sasa tuende mambo sasa ikuwe sawa. So these are signs that you are heading in the right direction emotionally and spiritually. Green flags. Examples: people who listen and communicate with respect. Kama uko na mtu mwenye ana communicate na he listens, she listens na ana communicate with respect. Na unaona this one is the consistency yenye iko. Tick. Green flag. Someone who is emotionally aware and spiritually growing. Tick. Green flag. Emotionally aware of herself, emotionally aware of himself. Kuna ana emotions zake, anajua, anasema hapa, emotions mpaka unajua kuweka boundaries. Boundaries ni kama kujiwekea. For example, if you're someone who is, I have a friend who struggles with anger. Wewe kama wewe, please weka boundaries. If you have a wife mwenye na struggle na anger, as a husband, weka boundaries in a way that jiweke boundaries beyond which kunaweza haribika. Jua boundaries. Jua ama as a lady, women, women are good in talking na kujibizana na raising their voices. A woman, please weka boundaries. Jua beyond which hapo ukifika utapata slap. Weka boundaries. So if you are emotionally aware of yourself, That hapa nikifika, hapa inaweza haribika. So unajicontrol. So you are aware of yourself, or somebody is aware of himself or herself, and spiritually you grow. Green flag. Number 3, somebody who is not afraid of accountability. Tick. Yani you're not afraid of accountability. Leo nimekuwa hapa, nimefanya hii na ile. You're not afraid to say where you are, what you did, the mistakes you did. Leo tu you are vulnerable. Tick. Somebody who is not afraid of accountability. Green flag. Somebody who support your growth and independence. Green flag. Huyu mtu mmeongea mpaka amejua that this is what I want, this is what I want to achieve, na ana support. This is what you want. Hata kama ni mambo yamesoma, amekuletea books, hebu soma hii. Ile kuna hii information, hebu enda kwa hii site. Can you get this information? Ile biashara yako, how can we do it? How can I help you? Grow it. Bwana mwenye ana support growth yako na anasaidia ukue independence. Please mark my word, not controlling you. Ati wewe usifanye chochote. Mimi sipendangi wanawake wanafanya kazi, weka kwa nyumba. Na wewe you want to do something. Hiyo ni mbaya. Anasema you are also a person. I need my wife also to be complete her. She's able to sit down, to plan, she's able to work. To contribute to our lives independently. Akona mind of her own. And she can sit down and do these things. This is it. So anybody who encourages this, green flag. Tick. Anaku encourage. Go for it. As a lady, go for it. Increase. Because even in marriage, even in relationship, unakuanga na, how do you call it? Kuna wenye, ukona si uchoyo, wivu. There are people wenye ukona wivu. A husband akona wivu towards the wife. The wife, the same. Not good. I should be able to encourage my wife. Go for it. Get that promotion. Increase. Do better. You can make it. And also you assure me, you affirm me. Don't use my negativity to push me down and to show the world how I cannot make it. Last but not least, somebody who makes you feel safe, makes you feel peaceful, and you are just joyful around them. This is a green flag. Very green flag. So these are the kinds of traits, my good friends, that set the foundation of a godly marriage. Not just good chemistry. Chemistry is just part of it. But there are some things that you must look at. Flags are very, very important. Please. That is where I finish. Tafadhali. Mambo ya red flag. How do you respond to them? If you are in a situation where red flags are present, here's what to do. Let me just mention. Number 1, acknowledge your own needs. Please acknowledge your own needs because you really matter. Number 2, please communicate openly. Communicate very openly. But don't beg them to change. Tell them that this one to me is a red flag. This behavior is a red flag. The emotional torture that you are giving me is, to me, no. I don't think if I'll be able to survive this. Communicate openly. Don't suffer in silence. No, you will die. It is life first. It is life first. Marriage cannot be marriage kama hakuna life. It is life that gives life to marriage. So if you are dead, there's no marriage. Tafadhali, communicate openly. But please don't beg them to change. If they cannot change. Another thing, seek wise counsel. That's number 3. Don't suffer in silence. So number 1, I say how to respond to red flags. Number 1, acknowledge your own needs. I need to be safe. I need to feel loved. Please acknowledge that you need peace. Number 2, communicate openly about what is happening. Tell them. Let her know. Let him know. Number 3, seek wise counsel. Please don't suffer in silence. Get someone and talk about it. Number 4, set boundaries. Set boundaries. Yeah? Let me tell you, you teach people how to treat you. You teach people how to treat you. Yeah. So weka boundaries. Beyond which, hapo kuna emotional abuse can go up to this point. Beyond which, hey, hapo ni shida. Let it be known mapema. So also when unafanya vitu na treat watu, inafundisha watu venye watakutreat. Please set your boundaries mapema. Now last but not least, know when to walk away. Sawa. Even Jesus left some towns when they refused to listen. He left. Wakati walikataa, walisema ole wenyu. Hii ningepelekea hata Sodom na Gomora wangeokoka, lakini nyinyi. Alitoka kaenda kwingine because they refused. My good friends, I know that love can be confusing. I'm aware of that, but it should never feel like a war zone. No. So the right relationship will not drain your spirit. It will nourish your spirit. That's what happens. Please go for this. So remember that God does not just want you to be in love. He wants you to be in truth. That means that guarding your heart. You must guard your heart. You must walk in wisdom. You must trust that God's timing is there and God's purposes is there and God will never contradict his word and God's peace is there for you. Please, let me tell you something. You deserve a relationship that brings life, not wounds. That's where I finish it. Let me quote Ephesians 5:11 inasema, have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them. So flags yenye aziko sawa, please talk about it. Expose them. Swali yangu ni hivi as I sign off. Have you ever seen any flags in your relationships? Or in other people's relationship? Hebu andika kwa hiyo comment. Andika hapo. Gani zingine umeshaona? Andika hapo. Otherwise, thank you so much. Allow me make a prayer as we finish. Father, I thank you and I give you praise for my listeners. Those who have watched me through TikTok or through Facebook. I pray that, Lord, we will have understanding and wisdom to know how to deal with each other and to grow and become better. I know that some of the things I've talked about touch us who are here. Help us understand ourselves, know ourselves so that we can know how to build one another. I bless every relationship. Those who desire relationship, I pray, connect them with the right people. People who will make them grow, who will make them stand and affirm them and spiritually mature them even as they continue to grow together. May your name be glorified. Tonight, as we go rest, bless us all. In Jesus' name. Amen. Baraka tela. Thank you so much. God bless you for joining us tonight. Baraka. And Mungu awabariki sana. Good night. This is Devcha Moments. Every Tuesday we are here. Every Tuesday we are here. Exciting topics every Tuesday. You cannot afford to miss this. Thank you so much. Osotsi Ann, TikTok. Thank you, Didi. Thank you everyone who has joined. I'm so grateful. Let's spread the news. Let's learn together. Let's grow together. Mungu awabariki sana.